Welcome back to the Ed Show. The battleground story tonight. All eyes turn to Pennsylvania 1 week from tonight. It's become the battleground for progressives. Congressman Joe Sestak was counted out when he decided to challenge coveted Democratic Senator Arlen Specter. For much of this year, Sestak has been way behind, somewhere of 30 points. But last week, his campaign went up with an ad reminding Democrats that Specter was once endorsed by George W. Bush. Now, 7 days out from the primary, Sestak is surging, and Arlen Specter's camp is scrambling to remind Democrats that he has the backing of the current president.
President Obama and newspapers across Pennsylvania agree Arlen Specter is the real deal.
I want to say a few things about Arlen Specter. He came to fight for the working men and women of Pennsylvania. And Arlen Specter cast the deciding vote in favor of a Recovery Act that has helped pull us back from the brink. Because you know he's going to fight for you regardless of what the politics are.
I'm Arlen Specter, and I approve this message.
I love you and I love Arlen Specter.
Joining me now is Pennsylvania Congressman Joe Sestak, who is challenging Senator Specter in the Democratic primary. Congressman, good to have you on tonight. Let's go down the list. It doesn't get any heavier than having President Obama on your side, along with Joe Biden, along with John Kerry, and Ed Rendell, governor of Pennsylvania, said that if you ran against Arlen Specter, you'd get killed in the primary. Here you are leading. What's the key? Is it George W. Bush connected to Specter? What do you think?
No, that's part of it. What's really the matter is, and if you went around with me to those 67 counties, to over 500 events as I've done since 1 January, you would find people have lost any faith that Washington, D.C. could do something right. They feel it's broken down in Washington, and they know that no career politician, particularly one who's been there 30 years and advanced the Republican agenda, could actually be asked to clean up the mess that they created. They got slammed in this recession. And while I appreciate the Democratic establishment feeling they needed a deal with someone, and I don't begrudge them that, in fact, Pennsylvanians are pretty independent-minded. And now that they're focused on this primary, as they're trying to hold on to the jobs that they have or trying to regain one, they're really looking for someone that they might believe in again.
Senator Specter told me on the radio today that he changed parties because he wanted to get reelected. He wanted to keep his job. And, of course, President Obama came out early on, got him to switch from the Republicans to the Democratic Party. Is this a deal just playing out? Is this a bad deal playing out?
Look, I don't begrudge the president for having made that deal, nor for trying now to keep his end of the bargain. I mean, after all, Arlen Specter opposed Solicitor General Kagan when she went up for that thing, and the president needs him until we get a real Democrat in that office for this vote.
Arlen
for her to
Specter's
be
not
justice.
a real Democrat?
No, I think, as he said very much, is that he really is not going to be a loyal Democrat. I mean, he very much supported George Bush. He very much said to Rick Santorum, when Rick said, I'll only give you my endorsement as for you are running against Pat Toomey if you promise that whomever President Bush nominates for the next two positions on the Supreme Court, you'll vote for them. So we find somebody who claims to be independent was carrying the water of the right wing. In short, I don't think, whether it's Republican or independent, it seems to be more the Specter party. And I appreciate him. He's done some good things, but his time has come and gone after down there for 30 years. They need someone who's in it with conviction and core beliefs and willing to stand up. As John F. Kennedy once said, sometimes the party asks too much.
Will you be a friend of labor? I have to ask you, Joe, will you be a friend of labor? Because labor's big in Pennsylvania. Employee Free Choice Act is huge with labor right now. Will you support that? Will you be a friend of labor?
I'm actually the original co-sponsor and voted for it my first year here, and co-sponsor my second. My overall voting record for the AFL-CIO is 97%. My third grade daughter would fail with the 61% AFL-CIO voting record that Arlen Specter has. Why am I for them? Because of the backbone of the working force.
And finally,
I'm a strong supporter.
Are you going to be standing here a week from tonight, victorious, headed for the Toomey showdown?
Yes, but I'm also going to be standing here as a public servant for the working families, and I'm willing to lose my job as a senator later on in fighting for the policies with this president that I want to be the strongest ally with, not a yes man, obviously, in order to bring about the policies that working families and those who want to work have to have.
Congressman, good to have you with us tonight. Thanks so much.
Good to be back, Ed. Thank you.
Congressman Joe Sestak from Pennsylvania. Now let's get some rapid fire response.